Robin Roberts on the strength that carried her through cancer. Good Morning America anchor Robin Roberts has been a fixture in American homes for decades, her warm smile and steady presence offering comfort and reliability each morning. But behind that professional poise lies a story of extraordinary resilience, one that she is now sharing with new candor as she graces the cover of WebMD's Fall 2026 edition. In this revealing interview, Roberts opens up about the strongest muscle that helped her navigate the terrifying landscape of breast cancer, and her words offer both wisdom and hope to anyone facing their own battles. The discovery that changed everything. It was 2007 when Roberts, then 46, found herself in a situation no woman wants to face. While preparing for a news segment on performing self-examinations, she decided to practice what she was about to preach. That evening, she found a lump in her right breast. "I was living happily ever after with no family history of cancer and found a lump in my right breast," Roberts later recalled. The timing was almost unbearably ironic. Just hours earlier, she had been on air doing a piece on the courageous battle of film critic Joel Siegel, who had died after a long struggle with cancer. "I happened to do a piece on the show about his courageous battle and how early detection is key. That very night, I found a lump," she said. Roberts took immediate action. While her mammogram came back clear, her doctor had also prescribed a follow-up ultrasound, a decision that would prove life-saving. It was the ultrasound that detected the tumor, and a subsequent needle biopsy confirmed the devastating news. Roberts had early-stage triple-negative breast cancer. The diagnosis carried an especially heavy weight for Roberts, who is African American. She was told that as a Black woman, she was less likely to be diagnosed with breast cancer, but if diagnosed, she was more likely to die from it. What in heck do you do with that stat? She remembered thinking. The strongest muscle of all. In her WebMD interview, Roberts revealed the surprising muscle that became her greatest ally through the grueling journey of surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation. "Optimism is a muscle that gets stronger with use," she shared. It's a profound statement from someone who has every right to feel bitter or defeated. Roberts acknowledged that optimism didn't magically erase the fear that accompanied her diagnosis. The terror was real, the uncertainty paralyzing, but she chose to exercise that optimism muscle daily, strengthening it through practice until it could carry her through even the darkest moments. She also admitted that she got so tired of hearing the word brave during her treatment. It was a label that felt undeserved, especially during the moments she didn't feel brave at all. She recalled a particularly vulnerable moment when she was alone in a store and her doctor called with the news that her tumor was more aggressive than initially believed. "I was a puddle. That was the moment I thought, I don't got this," she confessed. "I was putting on a brave face, but in that moment, I didn't feel strong at all." It is precisely this honesty, this willingness to share both the strength and the vulnerability that makes Roberts' story so powerful and relatable. She isn't presenting herself as a superhero who never faltered. She's showing us a real woman who felt genuine fear but made the conscious choice to face it with hope. Learning to lean on others. For a woman who had always been fiercely independent, the cancer journey forced Roberts to learn an entirely new skill, relying on others. This was something she was completely unfamiliar with and didn't particularly want to learn, but cancer doesn't care about your preference for self-sufficiency, and Roberts knew it was not the time to be stubborn. Enter Amber Lane, the woman who had been Roberts' girlfriend for about 2 years at the time of her diagnosis. The couple had met on a blind date in July 2005, a date that both had tried to cancel twice. Lane would later write about their meeting. "Your grace caught my eye right away, and the ease of the evening continued to flow through dinner." Now, that grace and ease would be tested in the most difficult of circumstances. Roberts later admitted, "I wouldn't have blamed her if she had said, 'This isn't for me,' but Lane never wavered. She became Roberts' steadfast companion through every doctor's appointment, every chemo session, every sleepless night. And Roberts found that her support network extended well beyond her partner. A close group of friends created a schedule to help her through treatment, ensuring she never had to face the journey alone. "They weren't just showing up for me, they were showing up for Amber too," Roberts gushed. Even her colleagues at Good Morning America rallied around her. Roberts recalled one coworker who stopped her, kissed her on the cheek, and gifted her with a bag of lemon drops to help her ease her treatment side effects. "That left me in tears of joy," she said. The treatment journey. Roberts underwent a lumpectomy followed by 8 rounds of chemotherapy and 6.5 weeks of radiation. She was upfront about the challenges, allowing viewers to witness her having her head shaved when her hair began to fall out. Her openness served a dual purpose. It demystified the cancer experience for a national audience and encouraged countless women to prioritize their own health screenings. In a moment of irony that Roberts could only appreciate in retrospect, she happened to be preparing to speak at a cancer fundraiser in her home state of Mississippi when she received her diagnosis. "I had no idea, none. It's one of those moments when you look up in heaven and think, you knew something I didn't know," she told the Sun-Herald. Despite the fear, despite the treatments, despite the moments when she felt anything but brave, Roberts was declared cancer-free just 1 year after her diagnosis. A health wake-up call. The breast cancer diagnosis served as a profound wake-up call for Roberts regarding her health. "I never really gave much thought to my health before breast cancer," she admitted, noting that she had led a healthy lifestyle even before her diagnosis. But surviving cancer prompted her to become even more intentional about her well-being. She now begins each day with a prayer or positive message, practices meditation, and exercises regularly. "I don't strive for perfection, I strive for progress," she said. She also became passionate about the importance of advocating for oneself with doctors and other medical professionals. "Everybody's path is different," she noted. "It's your life. Your life is on the line. We just want to be seen, and we want to be heard, and we want to be understood." The message that became her mission. Roberts credits her mother with giving her the guiding principle that would shape her cancer journey: make your mess your message. And she has done exactly that, turning her private battle into a public call to action. In 2012, 5 years after her breast cancer diagnosis, Roberts faced another health crisis: myelodysplastic syndrome, a rare blood disorder. She underwent a bone marrow and stem cell transplant, with her sister Sally Ann serving as her donor. Once again, Roberts faced her challenge with openness and determination. She partnered with Be the Match to encourage people to join the bone marrow registry and saw a tremendous increase in donors as a result of her advocacy. Her openness didn't just help herself, it helped countless others who needed life-saving transplants. A love story for the ages. Through both cancer battles and everything in between, Amber Lane remained Roberts' rock. The couple finally tied the knot in September 2023, nearly 2 decades after their blind date. Roberts announced their plans on air, sharing, "I'm hesitating because I haven't said it out loud yet. I'm saying yes to marriage." She noted that Amber's own breast cancer diagnosis had prompted them to stop putting off the commitment they both wanted. Inspiring others. When Roberts graced the cover of WebMD, fans responded with an outpouring of love and gratitude. One follower wrote, "Robin, you were such an inspiration and help to me during my own battle with cancer. Forever grateful for you." Another simply said, "Love you, Robin. You are such an inspiration." The admiration isn't just for survival, but for her authenticity. She has never pretended that cancer was easy or that she wasn't afraid. She has shown us that strength isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing to keep going despite it. "I'll never forget when I was first diagnosed and you're just numb, and somebody reached out to me and said the moment you're diagnosed, you're a survivor, the moment you're diagnosed. So I'm hoping that in the doctor's office, when someone picks up the article, they can glean something that would help, because everybody's got something," she shared on Good Morning America. The power of optimism. Perhaps the most enduring lesson from Roberts' journey is her reframing of optimism from a fixed trait to a developable skill. Optimism, she reminds us, is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows stronger with regular exercise. This perspective is empowering because it removes the pressure to feel positive all the time. It acknowledges that optimism is a practice, not a permanent state. It's something you build through small daily choices, choosing to find one good thing in a difficult day, choosing to believe that tomorrow might be better, choosing to see the people around you not as a burden, but a blessing. Roberts' 2007 diagnosis came at a time when people didn't share as much about their personal lives, but she broke that mold, inviting the nation into her journey and showing us that vulnerability is not weakness, it's the foundation of true strength. Now, nearly 2 decades later, she continues to use her platform to encourage, educate, and inspire. Her message is simple but profound. We all have our struggles, but we all have the capacity to face them with hope. And that hope, exercised daily, becomes a muscle strong enough to carry us through the unthinkable. A legacy of courage. Robin Roberts' story is not just about surviving cancer, it's about choosing joy in the face of fear, gratitude in the midst of struggle, and connection when isolation would be easier. It's about recognizing that the strongest muscle in the human body isn't in our arms or our legs, it's in our hearts, in the form of unshakable hope. As she continues to grace our screens every morning, Roberts reminds us that strength isn't about never falling, it's about getting back up time and time again and choosing to see the light even when darkness surrounds us.